it a good way. Listen, I watched an interview the other day. It just happened to pop up on my feed, and it was from a Rivals camp. We talked about this Rivals camp, and the gentleman at the Rivals camp absolutely destroyed it. We talked about it when it happened. I hadn't caught this interview, and this was the first interview I'd seen. First, I'd heard him talk. And I just want to tell you, from a guy who brings this kind of tenacity onto the football field and just absolute, he's a terror. He's a wrecking ball. I wasn't expecting such a well-spoken young guy because much like Tegra, I put out a short about Tegra the other day. Tegra is so nice, so mild-mannered, but on the football field, just disrespectful. It's just a nasty streak. Put you to the ground and punch the ground like whoa, where did that come from? This guy, maybe not quite so shy as Tegra, but I was just impressed. I was impressed by him. He's certainly a guy that fits into the culture. The first thing I want to show you is a little bit of his film. Then I want to show you his commitment. We watched his commitment live, but this was his commitment to Larry Johnson. And then we're going to roll into our interview with Jarquez Carter, defensive tackle, class of 2025 for the Ohio State Buckeyes, who I think is one of the most underrated guys in this class. When you watch his film, you see a guy who is undersized and absolutely has done everything to make up for it in every other way. Elite speed, built himself up in the gym. We'll talk about his lifting numbers. It's amazing. And kid loves football, man. Plays aggressive, plays nasty, plays rude, gonna fit in, hardworking guy. You're gonna love this interview. Just a little quick hitter with Jarquez to get to know him a bit. And I had a great time. He has a rival. His high school's got a rival. He understands rivalry football. Can't stand the fans of Hawthorne either, just like us. So he knows exactly what it's about. And a pleasure. So let's first watch his high school film. I aired this on the show. Then we're going to go through his commitment to Larry and then into the interview. And the first thing that'll pop out is the speed. You can see how fast he gets in the backfield. A lot of times he's running by the back or the quarterback because he's through there so fast. He shoots gaps incredibly quick, a pretty elite first step. But when he takes on blocks, it's just brute strength. I think he'll be a great addition. Look at that. Did you see that right there? The way he came out, man, that dude is elite quick. When you look at a guy like this and you compare that first step to a guy like Maxwell Roy, totally different. Maxwell Roy brings a lot to the table, but not like that. His schools he's interested in, UCF, Florida, Miami, Penn State, I believe, was on there. We don't really have a top two, but most people think that it's Miami and Ohio State here. Oh, my. Look at him coming off the end. Watch this play. Carter coming off the end here in this next play. That pursuit backside, excellent. The speed is apparent. He's just dirty, man. He's nasty. There is one play when he's coming off the end. This one right here. Just look at that. You can see the speed. You can see the athleticism. And this is a guy who's not like super fit. I mean, he's nasty. Legit football player. Intense football player. Look at the strength. Did you see that? He stacks him, sheds him, makes the tackle. Throws dudes out of his way. That was some good handwork right there. Always in pursuit.
You went through. Listen, this is going to be important. What you got? Go ahead. What you got?
I'll be going to Ohio State.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Huh? That's what I'm talking about. Huh? What? What? That's what I'm talking about, bud. Congrats, man. Come on, meet the boys. Gotta go talk to the boys,
Lord.
Man. I'm sorry, Bob. I gotta go now. I gotta get him. Come on.
God.
We got a black eye. We got a wrestler.
Joining us now on Juckonbucks, Jarquez Carter. Jarquez, welcome to the show, buddy.
Appreciate it. I appreciate you for having me.
Thanks so much for joining us. So you are from Newberry, Florida, and you got a college really close by. What's the big university that's close by?
UF, University of
All
Florida.
right. So the Florida Gators are right there. You obviously grew up being a big Florida Gator fan, right?
I was really a Florida State fan. My whole family was Gator fans, so I love watching them. But I love Florida State had. That's when they won national championship when I was young. So I used to always look up to them.
So you went against the grain, against the family. You were a Florida State fan. You have visited Florida State about 10 times. You visited Florida about 10 times. UCF 10 times. How many times you come to Ohio State to visit?
3 times.
3 times to Ohio State. Must have been a big impression. What is it about Ohio State that you like so much?
First of all, Larry Johnson, really a legend. Every time I talk to him, I learn something new. The wisdom he brings to the table. It's just something about his coaching style that's just different from everybody else. And the culture, what I've seen Ohio State had built around them, going against the best old linemen in practice every day. So that'll make the games easier. And you've seen how the D-line was doing last year. They potentially have a chance to get 4 people into the first round. And that's what I want to be a part of.
At the beginning of today's show, I played a clip. And the clip was you telling Coach Johnson that you were in, and he went and got the guys.
Yeah.
And the guys all came running up and mobbed you. What's that feel like, man? That had to be awesome.
Yeah, it felt great. At first, we were supposed to hold it. It was supposed to be like a silent commit, but he started screaming, and then everybody seen he was happy, so they ran over there because they even knew I committed. And because we had fun that weekend, it was the midweek. I had my official visit, so I was able to talk to most of the guys. And then they had practice, and they didn't know I was going to commit because everybody thought I was going to stay in Florida. And when they heard that news, they were surprised too. So everybody was just surprised.
Yeah, we did. We all thought you were going to stay in Florida. What's your current height and weight?
I'm 6'2", 280, 285.
280, 285. So the Ohio State fan base is a very in-tune, engaged fan base. I would say more than most, but I'm a little biased. But when you first popped on the scene, obviously, the first thing we do as fans is we go check the rankings. We check the height and the weight. Some commits don't really care about their rankings. Some use it for motivation. I've heard you say before, I want to be a 5-star when this is all done. It seems to me like that's something that juices you up and gets you motivated.
It do get me motivated, but at the end of the day, I really don't care about it because I'm going to show who I am when I get on the field, when I go to college. A lot of people say, oh, he won't come in as a guy that's going to get on the field. I promise I'm going to prove that to you when you see me as a freshman making plays. So, I use it as motivation. That's the main thing I use it as.
Love it. I want to congratulate you. Recently, Rivals put you in their top 100 overall after they saw you at their camp, which you did an interview at that camp that I loved. And I was like, I'm going to get this guy on the show because we all need cheered up after we got some bad news yesterday in recruiting. Obviously, you're a little shorter than ideal, what people would say is ideal, and that's probably the only reason they've dinged you. But so was Aaron Donald. Do you have a player that you look up to, someone you model your game after?
Definitely Aaron Donald. Who was Jalen Carter, and the one from the Jets, Quincy Williams, I think. Quentin Williams, when he was with Alabama, watch his film.
Yeah. That would be good company. So good guys to emulate. I put on your tape a couple times here. We even carried your commitment live here on the show. I was very excited for you throughout this process because when I look at you, I not only see a guy with an elite first step, you obviously got crazy strength. You bench 225 for 27 reps, which, by the way, would be third on the current roster of the team, 22-year-olds. Okay. Obviously crazy impressive, but you know how to use it and you know when to use each one. You're not just you just don't rely on your strength. You just don't rely on your first step. You mix it up really well, but what really stands out is how much you seem to really love the game. You play with passion. You're fired up all the time. Tell me about football, when you started playing, what the game means to you.
I started playing football around 5, 6, around that range. We went by weight. I was living down south at that time, and we went by weight. So when I was 5, 6, I was real big. So I was playing with guys 2 years older than me. So I had to mature. When I first played, it was kind of hard because all these guys around 8, 7, 9, so they was more mature than me, faster than me. So I had to wake up. I had to wake up fast. So by me always playing with older guys, that kind of helped me when I got to high school because
Right.
I'm already prepared. I already know how to play against people older than me. So I appreciate my granddad for starting me at that age.
That's awesome. I bet you were a big kid. So this next question is always one that amuses me. Well, all of us up here. I talked to a lot of recruits. Clinton Portis' son told me just a couple weeks ago that he thought Ohio was nothing but cows. You're a Florida dude. What was your impression when you were first going to come up to Ohio State, of Ohio in general?
They invited me to a game, and then at first, son was like, "Oh, all these schools invite me to a game," but something just said, "Just go to the game." So I told my mom, and she was excited because she always wanted to go to a Ohio game. We went to the game. I think it was against Minnesota. When I first got there, I was like, "Oh, this might be just a city full of mountains." And then I didn't really get to see the city the first time I went there. During the game, it was a great game. That was my first ever Big Ten game. It's just something about Big Ten games that's just fun. And it was loud. The OH, the fans was going crazy. And then I got an offer after the game. And they was said, because you was interested in us, we gonna show interest in you. And Coach Larry Johnson was saying he loved my film. He just needed me to come up for a visit, and he offered me. But my official visit, that's when I really was able to see the city. And I didn't know it was a big city like that. Downtown, I didn't know it was that big. So the official visit kind of opened my eyes to, like, at first I was thinking, like, do I really want to come to this town? I'm here for 4 years, so far away from home. I don't know, like, this is too quiet compared to like where I'm from. And when I seen the downtown and like how big the city is, how it's a difference between the college campus and everything else, I was like, oh, this feel like home kind of. So it
Nice.
helped a lot too.
You got the Duval shirt on. You a Jaguars fan?
I got this from the Rivals camp. I'm a Ravens fan.
Geez. You play for Newberry, Newberry High School. Do you guys have a rival?
Yes, Hawthorne. I'll say I saw rival Hawthorne.
Yeah. How'd it go last year? Did you win?
We played them 2 times. We lost both times. We lost 21-7 in the playoffs to them.
Are their fans really obnoxious and annoying?
Bad. Yeah. The thing is, 3 of they top guys played with me at Newberry our freshman year. And then after that year, we kind of split up. They went to Hawthorne. And we all grew up. We all played Little League together. So that's why it's kind of like a rivalry for Newberry, because we split up and we all grew up together. So we trying to just give each other back.
Well, you're going to fit in really well up here, and you understand what rivalry football is all about. I definitely wish you good luck against Hawthorne this year. We are so excited to have you. One thing that you're going to understand quickly about Ohio State and everybody in Ohio is we love our Buckeyes and we take care of our guys long after football is done. You made the right choice, that's for sure, especially playing for Coach Johnson. And we really appreciate you coming on and joining us and cheering us up a little bit. You were awesome. One more thing on your way out. What can we expect out of Jarquez Carter as a Buckeye?
Person, motivated person that's going to just do whatever it takes to get better. Person that love the game. I study the game all the time. I love talking about football. Love educating people that don't know football about football. I love just sitting down and watching film. A person that's a good character too. I may be a mean person on the field, but if you just talk to me, sit down, talk to me, I'm a person that's a cool person to be around. Another thing to say is, yeah, that's it right now.
That's great. That's perfect, buddy. Really appreciate you. OH.
Me. Oh, it's IO.
IO, my guy. You got it. Thanks, Jarquez. We'll talk to you later, buddy. Jarquez Carter, man. Love that kid. Thought that might get you guys in as good of a mood as it got me in after the stuff with Sanders. So great kid, well-spoken, serious about his work. I mean, what more could you want? And we went into that commitment pretty stressed, wondering if he was going to choose UCF, choose Florida, maybe Miami. Thought was he wanted to stay down there. He clearly wanted to come up here to the mountains of Columbus and enjoy himself that fresh mountain air, and couldn't be happier about having that kid in the class. So Jarquez, we'll have you back on when you guys get your revenge on Hawthorne after losing 2 times in 1 year. We can't have that, buddy. We absolutely can't have that. Too many annoying fans. That's a kid who gets it. And that'll be my show today. Now, sometimes I tell you guys, it's my mom's favorite college football show. Soon it'll be yours. And my mom is the Juck-eye #1. Loves this show. She's getting surgery today. Mom, I love you. I'll be to see you soon. Everybody send her your well wishes, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Juckonbucks out. Hey, it's Juck.
Juck? Who is Juck?
Juckonbucks.
Juckonbucks. Juckonbucks?
Juck.
Juck. Juck. Juckonbucks.
My guy Juck.
Juckonbucks.
My buddy Juck.
Juck is the Juck.
Juckonbucks.
Okay. Juck is junk.
The Juck eyes.
Juck eye.
Juckonbucks.
Junk. Juck. Not junk.